Welcome to 032 Conversations, the podcast where we talk to creatives, see how they live, and how they do their work. I'm your host, Carlo Villarica. Let's get October started with this episode of 032 Conversations. I'd just like to give a huge thank you to everyone who downloaded and shared the podcast in September, or the last, whoever did it, if you've done it ever. Like, September was our best month ever in terms of listeners. Although podcasting is still a niche audience in Cebu, but it seems like it's reaching, or the audience is growing. It seems to be reaching a lot of people, and I have to be really thankful for my guests for really opening up and sharing their stories as well. And every time a guest shares their story and we have people who share it online or who download the episode and listen to it, my hope is that, a listener gets something from the interview. They learn something, or after listening to the interview, they finish it and feel better, or they learn something from it. They get something from listening to the episodes. And then that's really important to me. And seeing people share it online is really inspiring, honestly. It must be a few hundred people who've shared it online at this point. And, the downloads, it's starting to show. It's starting to pick up. Most downloads for September. I am excited. If you haven't yet, share the episode to your friends. Spread the stories of your favorite guests. Let's build this creative community in Cebu, and let's let more people learn about it. For this episode of 032 Conversations, I was able to talk to Kurt Fick. Most people know him as the singer of that hit song, Ha 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 Hasula. It has, as of me reading, it has 7.6 million views. In fact, one of the things that I got into when talking to Kurt in this interview is I just wanted to get a sense of what does it even feel like to have a song with 7.5 million views? What is that like, right? Or listens. I mean, that's just on YouTube. I'm not even counting Spotify. I'm not counting all of the other radio plays that he gets. That's crazy. So we talk about that song. We talk about his production called Fat Boys Production and all the photography and video work he does and how he got into it. And one of the things that I found out during the interview, one of the fun things for me, is that because about 4 or 5 years ago, we had a shoot with Kurt Fick when me and my wife were getting married, and they were promoting this thing at the time called Pocket Prints. If you have an event and then if your guests use a hashtag on Instagram, it would automatically share it. And to promote it, they shot us sitting in a mountain taking pictures, and then they would print out the pictures on their printer. So like a promotional video for Pocket Prints. And apparently it was one of Kurt's first video shoots, or first professional video shoots. So Kurt, if you're listening to this, I am honored to be one of the first. That was a very good experience. And honestly, you fooled me. I would have thought that you were doing it professionally already. Eventually, later this month, I want to do another Ask Me Anything episode, AMA. So if you have any questions, something that you feel like would be a fun question to ask, or any question whatsoever, there is no wrong questions. You can email info@032.com. Just use the subject line, question. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to 032 Conversations. Let's get on with the podcast.
Yeah. Fun fact, that was one of the first videos I've ever done.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I did mga lingaw-lingaw lang na videos. Before that, since high school, I've been shooting mga lingaw-lingaw na videos. But that was probably one of the first nga kanang serious ad-like nga video.
Oh ba?
Yeah.
Wow, honestly, you could have fooled me by kay it seemed like you guys knew what you were doing.
Sometimes we fake it.
No, because even even during the wedding, you guys were shooting.
Yeah, we did.
No?
Yeah, that was fun. That
So
was so
was
fun.
that like your first wedding?
I know.
No, so
Before that, I'm a photographer.
yes.
I was originally a photographer kid before doing videos. I was shooting weddings. I used to shoot under the late Lito Inso. He was my mentor kid.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where I started. I shot weddings, and then muna, and then I was always with sila James and sila Agnes Garrido and sila Wanwan, and they did shoots, man. A lot of shoots at that time. I was still in high school.
Yeah, one of the things that surprised me by when I was reading about you, I think you're like really young.
Yeah, I just look stressed, but yeah, my age is young.
I think I was like, yeah, you're like, but Lito Insol, ay.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. That because I was gonna say like because your photography work ba. I'm looking at some of the pictures, and it's very striking. It's kanang, like it's, like for example, like I can shoot, but like I can't work the lights. I can't make I don't really know how to make it look a certain way, and then the way you shoot, it's the word that came to mind when I was looking at your photos was it was striking. But in short, it's like very professionally done. Like you use like lights, and it's really well done. And then come to think of it, that was also kind of Lito Inso's style.
Yeah. Monang, yeah, he was my hero. Gid. Like even before I met him, okay, I was a big fan of his work. He had this workshop for wedding photography in Park Lane. Yeah, so I just chatted him. And I was a kid. I was probably 14, 13 years old. And then I really wanted to join, but I didn't have the money for it. So I chatted him, and I kept on talking. I was the nagging
So he didn't
type
know you.
of kid. He didn't know me at all. And like same with all my mentors, like kanang baga gigug na to everyone. Magkatawa ko sa akong past self right now, thinking like even with James and mga kanang akong mentors, like nagging kid ko nga, hey, nakishoot, hey, pwede kong kuyog, anana. And then not to say workshop, and then I asked him if I could join, but I didn't have the money. So, yeah, sure, join lang sa anana. Sort of like where I learned a lot from that workshop. But even before that workshop, nagsige na kong shoot, but it wasn't under Lito.
Yeah, you were still learning how to do it and everything. So yeah, you're like 14 years old.
Second year high school. Man.
Well, how did you first get into photography? Like
it's kind of funny because I got into photography really early. Like the first time I got a camera was when I was probably 11 or 12 years old. I played this game in time zone in Ayala.
Okay.
Yung stacking thing. And then out of luck siguro I won a camera. It was a stupid little camera.
Like anong those like
one of those kanang
almost like a toy film camera.
Yeah, something like that. And then nalingaw ko. Og sige take pictures until nagsikog tanaw videos about photography and niya. Later on I bought another point and shoot camera.
Film gyapon?
No, it wasn't film.
Digital
na tanan.
So you won a little digital camera.
Yeah. A little digital camera. It was probably made out of plastic siguro. It had a little screen nga. Yeah. Since then kay katong even with my I had a pink camera. Point and shoot lang gyapon. Malingaw take pictures, and then slowly nakamit ko mga photographers from Cebu. Yeah. From there sige na ko picture until I never had the money or to I was a kid. I didn't have the money to buy
anything.
Silly equipment.
Yeah.
So I just kept on shooting, and I borrow from friends every once in a while, and maybe because I was a kid, some people found it cute. They lent me their stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like it would be the opposite. By like I have a kid, and then he breaks my stuff all the
No,
time.
I mean like I don't know. Maybe when I was younger, siguro, when I started gamer, I was really passionate. Or I was already really passionate, even without the. I didn't know anything.
Well, like going back to Lito Inso, like he had that workshop, and then I'm sure if you were older, he'd be like,
Yeah,
"Somebody shaway ka lang," you know. But
like
then he saw that you're just 14 years old,
yeah,
so of course he let you into the workshop, and he was a big part of your
yeah.
photography life, no?
But like for years, I didn't have my own camera yet.
Mm.
Even when I was shooting for Lito, I just borrowed from friends and sometimes Lito stuff. Until I joined this. I was so fond of joining competitions. It's always fun. And I joined this contest called Canon Photo Marathon in
Okay.
Bohol.
Mm.
And then, nag-collect ko gear from different people. Like, I borrowed the camera from this guy, I borrowed the lens from this guy, I borrowed batteries from this guy. And so I went to, and a friend of mine sort of like sponsored my trip to Bohol. And then, I joined the contest. And then, luckily, I won the grand prize.
Mm.
That's how I got my first camera.
What was the grand prize? The camera?
Yeah, camera. I still have it now. It's a Canon 600D.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's how I got my first camera.
That's a pretty good first camera.
Like, I
Oh,
know. So, yeah. And then, sige na kong shoot.
then it started there. So kato, like you're able na get to, of course, this would mo shoot if you have to keep borrowing
Yeah,
stuff all the
definitely.
time, diba? But so when Lito would do like a wedding, you were there, sad. Like
Yeah.
you're like a second, third shooter.
Yeah. More like a
And,
third shooter, siguro.
ah, really? And then what? You're what? You're a teenager?
I was a teenager. 14, 15. Ano, age.
Really?
Yeah.
And he trusted you. He trusted you to do that at that age.
Yeah.
What do you
Apparently.
why do you think he did that?
I really don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. I still don't get why, but yeah.
No, I mean he must have seen something. I mean,
Probably.
at the very least, he saw that you were
Probably.
good enough to.
Yeah.
Pwede sa siya mauwaw.
Like, yeah, of course.
No, but like wow, because yeah, like I feel like that's a really strange in a good way, na story ba? Kay murag I can't buy when I was 15 years old. Like I was just playing video games the whole day. I wasn't doing anything with my life. I didn't care what I was I was trying to meet girls. I wasn't doing anything.
Well, let's go. Maybe ever since I was a kid, I wasn't really into what other kids do and like doing. I was into theater. I started going to theater when I was 5 years old. Theater na ko all the way, and then I think dilagay ko into video games and mga so I think munang lahi lang sa dakong mga gibuhat siguro.
For like in terms of the photography, so you learned from how did you learn most of it? Really just
YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Mga tutorials
Yeah.
but lahi man gyud once you're like there on the field, quote unquote field. Like
Yeah.
kanang really out there taking
Yeah.
photos, 'di ba? Because you mentioned that you met like a lot of photographers also.
Yeah. Daghan ko na hulog nga mentors and heroes sa kon.
The local like kanang like here in Cebu.
Yeah, here in Cebu.
Because usually like me when I think of when I think of like photographers that I look up to, I always think about like they're on the internet. Like I
Yeah.
never really met them, no. But here you really reached out to certain people
Yeah,
and really.
grabe gid akong
Who did you reach out to?
a lot of people. Samo kay ko nga kid, like to be honest. Like looking back, magkatawa ko sa akong self. Ingan ako nga kind of kid nga master, kana na kay shoot or master pwede ko patudlo. Ingana gid ko nga.
Yeah, what would you do? You just be there. You just like while they're shooting, you're just sitting there and just
ingana
watching.
lang. Kuyugon ko nila sa mga shoot ko with them.
Yeah, and then now you have your own like we are in your studio. We're
Yeah.
currently talking in kanang Fat Boys production. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Fat what?
Fat Boys. Like what you guys do. I think you mentioned it already.
Yeah. We cater to anything video production. What started out as a passion project kay Merg now. Merg amo na siyang gi take seriously. He made it a business. Like we've been doing Fat Boys Fat Boys has been around for roughly 4 years. And it started out with just an idea of mine to shoot a music video for a Vispop song, Balay ni Mayang.
Oh, okay,
And
that was the first one.
And I pitched the idea to Jude because he's the brains behind Vispop. So I pitched the idea to Jude because we've been friends because of theater.
Okay.
Sa musical. I was part of that also. So akong gipitch niya na kung I have an idea, I have a concept. Can we do a music video? He was like, yeah, actually perfect siya nga timing kay at that year nakadaog ang Balay ni Mayang og Best Regional Song sa MOR. And then kanang regional song ra siya, Best Regional Song. So usa ka qualification for it to be a national hit or something kay it has to have a music video. But before wala pa kayo mga music videos ang mga Bisaya nga songs. So muna na ko nga sige, let's do it. And then we got other people to work with us like the current team sa Fat Boys, like sila Tiri, sila Pada. And then nalingaw lang mi sa among pag-work together. And we just kept on doing music videos. Sa music videos gid nag-start. And then we went to this 48-hour in the middle of shooting Balay ni Mayang. There was a 48-hour shootout competition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like you shoot a film, you write, shoot, and produce a film
in 48
hours.
You guys joined that?
We joined that.
What's the name of the competition?
I forgot. It was organized by Motion Picture Society of Cebu.
Okay.
And then Niyamoto, we just decided to join. Why don't we join? And then Pada and I went there to listen to the orientation. And then they had us fill up this form for us to join. And then naikuan nga production name or production company name.
Okay.
And we didn't have a name. We were just friends. Ano ba? We were just different people. We were just friends from different murag kanang fields of kanang trabaho. Like I was a filmmaking and photography person, and then Jude's the writing and the song writer, and Therese also the writer. And nasa me friends who produces the music, and nga na siya nga team. So we didn't have a name. So ana deming Pada nga or unsa man to isuwat diri. Tanaway mi murag tambok man tanan. Fat Boys production. Wala dito nag-start. And then over the years nagsige for 3 good years siguro. Passion project again ang Fat Boys. We just do it on the side. We do it for ourselves mostly.
Yeah.
I mean, we get a few client kanang works gyapon on the side, pero we Fat Boys kay murag siya mo kanang escape from our jobs. Murag mo gather, mo choreography together. We come up with something. We shoot a music video or a short film. Yeah, malingaw lang mi. It's just for us. And then
because the music videos they don't pay.
Yeah, until we made Hasula.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Sort of the take off my Fat Boys.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I want to get to Hasula, no? Because obviously that became this huge hit.
Yeah.
No? I want to get to that. But before we get to that, like how did that, because I guess of course you guys made the video.
Yeah.
And then but how did that help the Fat Boys prod?
Kuan. Cause people like to listen to the song. And even before the music video hit na gid ang song daan. Like surprisingly. But like pag himo na mo music video ni dito gini saka among numbers pagayo.
Ah, really?
Yeah, now
with the numbers of the song.
No, the views and the following
on YouTube.
Sa Fat Boys and everything.
On Fat
sort
Boys.
of na establish si Fat Boys gamay.
Yeah, because I think in the beginning of your videos, beginning ba or the end? Beginning of the videos, na may like who did it, and of course you have your Fat Boys branding there.
So today we probably have over 40, somewhere around 40 million total views sa among work on YouTube.
On YouTube alone. Yeah. That's not counting your Facebook, which is also a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then, but like, how did that translate into work? Like people just found out, and then when they wanted to have a video made, they knew to contact you guys.
Yeah. Something.
Even music videos.
Huh.
Because like really, no, even the music videos. Because I would think like anang the thing with like when it's like art, quote unquote art, like it's usually I would have thought nga the art part of it would be kanang almost basically free, like a marketing thing. And yeah, the stuff that the paying stuff would be like I don't know, like a corporate.
Dili. With our setup right now, kay even with music videos, kay maka-earn from it. Like pwede siyang people come to us to do their music videos and they pay us to do it, or we do our own music videos, we upload it on YouTube, and then we get monetization.
Because you guys get monetization from that.
So there's technically still money.
No, for sure. Well, that's real money. Like kanang, well, okay, sige. Like Sula, last I checked, 7.5 million views, and then like if your channel has 40 million views. Although, like, I don't know, per view, it's probably a few cents. Pero that adds up.
It's cute. But yeah.
No? And we're not even talking about Spotify. No? So, why? The Sula song is under Fatboy's Prod?
I think... Oh, no. It's under Jude Gid.
Okay, under
Jude
Gid.
But the music video... we get to monetize. And
that one goes direct to you, Fatboys. But then also at the same time, you guys have client work.
Yeah, we do.
Do you guys do like I remember I was talking to Mark Deutsch from Happy Garahe, and then I know him. They do like a nice, really beautiful illustration.
Yeah.
And then one time I was talking to him, and I was surprised. I was like, "Yeah, but it's sorry, like we've been a bit busy. Okay, it's the end of the year." I'm like, "Oh, hey, what do you guys do?" "Oh, we're doing like year-end reports for companies." Kanang, like what? Like like there were these boring books. So you guys have like client work ngayon, so not necessarily boring, but like kanang you wouldn't think I don't know.
Yeah, we actually do.
You guys have that side.
Yeah. Okay, to pay the bills.
Because you guys have a lot of. Well, I think that's normal. Like I feel like that's a normal thing, especially for creative work. Like you have the work that pay the bills, and then you have the ones that, in a way, gets your name out there.
Yeah.
For example, like Sula, or like you guys have been lately. I noticed releasing like a lot of like really creative content.
Yeah, we're trying to like change it up a bit, because for years Fatboys has been known for the music, and people come to us for music related stuff. And we sort of want to explore other possibilities for Fatboys. Like we want to establish sort of lahi nga branding and kuan ni Fatboys. That's why we're doing a lot of experimental stuff right now. With the shows and the stuff we do. I don't know.
Yeah, like what shows are you doing right now?
Right now, most of the shows that we're doing kay mga. Like right now, we have Street Peeps. It's a friend of ours named Pipo. He goes around the streets of Colon or any other place just to ask people really stupid questions.
Yeah, before the interview we were watching.
Yeah, we were.
Some of the clips.
And one new show that we're doing is it's with Therese. She's been wanting to get her poems out there, but she never really had the courage to do it until like a few weeks ago. Like we did the video here, and then it gained traction. And then why?
What's it called? What's the show called?
It took us a while to name the show until I saw her Instagram handle. Her Instagram handle is @ThereseLittleStory. So I decided to name the show. It sounds very millennial, but the title of the show is @ThereseLittleStories.
With the @ sign?
Yeah, with the @ sign. It's kung ano siya, kanang lingaw lang siya nga title, because at the same time you don't have to like put other stuff just for them to if they want to follow theories or they want to do that. It's the actual title of the show.
Yeah, but and it's there now. And then where are all these shows hosted? On the Fat Boys YouTube?
Yeah, on the Fat
or the
Boys
Facebook page?
na Facebook page and YouTube. So among gibuhat now is Fat Boys Production is the kanang for the arm for kanang mga music videos, client work, EVPs, mga stuff that pay the bills. And then all the shows and kanang mga side projects and fun projects among gidu. We're putting it under, we're calling it Fat Boys Studios. Sort of like,
so like you
separated.
have you'll have like a reel kanohay for like the client work. What kind of client work do you guys do?
Mostly ads.
Ads.
Yeah.
Amo ba?
Yeah.
Where do these ads get played?
Social media, some on TV.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I don't know. I don't want to ask too much about the who clients because that.
But yeah, we're technically just starting out because we only decided to take it seriously, to make it a business just early this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because for the past 3 years we've been just doing this as a passion project, and I think on the second year I talked to the team and I told them, why don't we make this into a business, and everyone sort of got excited for a moment and then realized, wait, this is just a passion project. I don't think this is gonna work, and then until the end of last year, James offered the studio space. Maybe we could use it for Fat Boys. So dito na ako na-decide you know what, let's do it. Like let's finally take it seriously and start kanang earning from the fun stuff that we do.
Because like I noticed, because come to think of it, it to me, because of course I'm not plugged in all the time, but to me it seems like, especially the past year or two, where you guys have been coming up a lot, and it's not just like one thing. Because it's fine to like come up with one thing that just becomes this huge hit, no? But you guys have been really consistently coming up with really interesting content and partnering with really interesting people, ba? So I thought like obviously you guys have some content plan, because I really believe by the way to, in terms of content, but the way to get your name out there is you just produce really, really good content, and then the hard part is finding ways to
sell it.
Yeah, well, to sell it, to make money from it, or make money from the thing that you're doing.
Yeah.
No? Which is what's, in a way, that's what you guys are doing. Like the fun, creative stuff that like doesn't necessarily make that much money, but maybe it can. Those are there, but those also help you get kanang more paying clients kanang for video work.
Yeah.
And so is that something you guys thought about like since the beginning?
Yeah, I mean, this year, yeah.
For this year. But in terms of like mga challenges of running an outfit like Fat Boys Production, like do you guys have any, what kind of challenges are there?
Well, the challenge siguro internally is we're all artists. And it's so hard to run a business with artists. Good. Like I know for a fact. I mean, I'm an artist myself, and sometimes it's so hard to motivate myself. All the more other people. So maybe that's one challenge. But like we're really like fixing that, and like, getting more professional with the stuff we do. And then another sort of problem we're facing is Facebook sort of like transitioned just recently. You have to pay to play.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because for years we've been so kanang complacent. Yeah, we had following, we had the views and that, but we never really took that seriously. But like until this year lang, and then now with Facebook's new algorithm, lisod ka siya to sort of get the stuff.
Yeah, like you can
out
have
there.
Like you can have a following of like 20,000 likes kuno and a Facebook page,
Yeah,
but like it will reach like 100 people.
Yeah, yung nga na,
Ganun.
lisod kay siya. That's what we're trying to figure out now. Because like before Manggod, anything we put out there, like bisan pag wa mi post for months, yung
Automatic.
post mi kalit kay boom, ana siya. Now it's so different, and then it's a challenge. Yun.
Wait, so you guys don't have a budget for like Facebook boosts?
Oh, we do. That mo na mong gido, nagsige mag experiment on boosting and yan. So far it's working out okay, but yeah.
Like how much do you guys budget for Facebook boosts for like per post? Or it depends.
It depends. It could range from 200 to 500 pesos per
Yeah,
post.
because it's not much, man. Actually.
It's not much. Technically, not much.
Like even I do that. Like I'll post a podcast.
Yeah.
Sometimes I make a mistake. Like there's a swear word in the title or something, but then apparently you can't boost that. But like I'll post a podcast and then like I'll just put 150 pesos, 200 pesos, and then mana. And I will just move on to the next. What's this? Posting.
Yeah.
And in the end, it's not really all that much when you look at the monthly thing. But in terms of like, since you guys, most of your content is video, have you noticed any differences between like Facebook and YouTube?
Kuan. Sa amo amang unsa kay sa YouTube we have the subscribers and we have the views because of the music. So ang kana mo mga kanang recent nga pang produce ng mga shows nga na doesn't really work for our YouTube nga audience, but it's working okay for Facebook. They can ako siya understand, but it's two very different worlds.
You don't post on both.
We do.
You do post on both.
That's why ma-compare nako nganong nga work siya here dili.
Yeah, because that's really I noticed good. Like I don't obviously I don't make video, no. Pero but my consumption patterns on Facebook and YouTube are very different.
Yeah.
Okay, Facebook, like you're scrolling down, and then if a video comes up, it automatically plays. Number one, and then if you get the attention in the first few seconds na lang, then okay, then you might get somebody to watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
In YouTube, I noticed, like at least for me, it's very interest based.
Yeah.
No?
It depends kid on sa imong interest, and people on YouTube can watch kid the whole thing and then the next video nga na sa Facebook wala lang.
Yeah,
passive
like yeah, in Facebook it's kind of like I noticed like at least on YouTube, like I've been into cycling recently. So all of a sudden
for same search.
Like in my YouTube main page is all like this vlogger, a cyclist, or this cycling show, or and then they get a lot of views, but it's very interest specific.
Yeah.
No, so I'm just curious because you guys have been trying. So you guys are still experimenting.
Yeah, we're really
between
just
Facebook
experimenting it. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Nasa misconception ng mga tao. Like, we have clients who commission us to do music videos, and then they never allow us to post it on both platforms. Okay, para monetize ang video on YouTube alone. Like, ato talang traffic.
Okay.
But sa among na figure out over the month over the pila ka months kay digid siya mo matter.
Dili mo matter.
Kung i-may post on both. Kay lahi ang audience.
Different audiences.
Lahi gid kayo. So sakto gid imong gingon nga dili gid siya parehas.
Different intents and everything.
Yeah.
No? Yeah. So like in terms of of course your views on YouTube for the music dako kayo.
Yeah.
But like for the shows,
not so
Facebook
much.
is better.
Facebook is better.
I wonder, do you see like the Facebook statistics at by like how many kinda how long people watch, all that thing?
Yeah, but
you pay attention to that?
Not so much. I mean, I have people who do that.
But I mean, of course, you prefer to just do.
Yeah,
because
I kind of don't want it to affect like how we do things, like especially as a creative end, because I'm I'm running the business, but I'm mostly working on the creative part, the creative side of the business. So I don't want numbers and mga to affect the things that we're doing. We don't want it to restrict us from going outside the box.
Bitaw. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So, yeah, but so like since you guys are doing like camera, like photography work, video work, most people who I know who do that kind of work, like prefer to be behind the camera. No, that's why it's really interesting to talk to you, Sad, because kanang somehow through. I mean, you're like you just mentioned, like you're also into theater, and so this is an assumption
Yeah.
that I may be wrong, but it seems like you're very comfortable being on the other side of the camera as well.
No, not at all.
Mo ba?
Not at all. I hate it. I
Really?
hate it. Like, no, I hate it.
So how did you? But you know, like let me going back to like obviously you said you were in theater.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah. Lingaw ang theater when I was a kid, sure.
okay. No, but like right now, like for example, like Haha Sula. But I checked, it has 7.5 million views.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that feels like.
It feels weird. It still feel no, I'm really awkward. I'm an extrovert, but like with stuff like that, like when I'm in front of the camera or like when the spotlight is on me, like I'm shrink ko and I'm like, no, I don't like this.
Why is that? Why is that?
I don't know. Or weird lang ko. Awkward lang siguro ko nga kuan person. Like even kanang sa mga music videos, murag ako naong kina niya, murag it's out of necessity, because I'm singing the songs, I have to show up and because I can't be a siya, murag na tabon sa naong wig. But like if I could, I would do that definitely.
You started naman. You made Mango the first one and you were there. So it cannot be...
And it's even weirder because I direct the music videos, which means I have to direct myself, which...
Yeah, you know, I noticed
it's so
that.
weird kay kanang awkward kay ko. Murag,
But no, I noticed that. Ha, kay Murag, like in... So I was watching the video, the Haha Sula, and then of course the credits came out. I'm like, you're the director?
yeah.
How did you manage that? Because you're like there also. I can imagine the scenes nga wala ka.
It's quite a challenge really. Kay kanang you have to think about a lot of things all at the same time.
And perform.
And act, and at the same time make sure the camera's pointing
where you want it.
Where I want it, and then the lighting is perfect and may nga bitaw.
Because I would have thought like performing mo good. Part of performing is shutting off a part of your brain.
Supposedly, yeah.
Diba?
Especially acting, supposedly, yeah.
Oh, you can't like you can't do it if you're like thinking about all these other things.
I don't know. I mean, I guess pressure. Pressure is a privilege. I have to do it. You know, no one else can.
Oh, that's cool.
But it's I also have to give credit to the team. I mean, even if I'm directing and acting at the same time, I have a strong team. I have a pool of talents nga who do most of the dirty work while I'm like doing also a lot.
People you trust.
Yeah, people I trust.
Yeah, so you don't have to be looking at the nitty gritty of everything.
Not so much. Yeah. So I think that's why work siya.
How did you meet these people? Like I noticed like the guys here in Fat Boys Prod, like you guys are pretty young, no? Kanang
yeah. Most of the guys nga kung kauban sa Fat Boys kay gikan pud og theater.
Ah, okay.
So like for example, Pada, partner, and kana sila Joe, sila Therese, theater gyud tanan namong background. Yeah, friends me before na nagkaabot lang, ngana lang. And also kana sila Jad, sila Stukoy, the music production side. Kay also through theater. Yeah, until na friends lang me. Ano lang siya.
That's how it started.
Yeah, and kanang some of the people pod kay friends lang pod of people from theater. Basta mong common ground is theater. Good.
That's interesting. Kay like I noticed if I talk to other people, sad, kanang, I don't usually ask that question because it's very clear sometimes. Like, I've talked to people who obviously they met through the music scene because
Yeah,
they play in bands, or they met through like skating together. Kanang nga na. No? So theater.
theater. Yeah.
No? What was your first theater experience here in Cebu?
Kuan with I was under Miss Daisy Baad, the late Daisy Baad. Uh, when I was 5 years old, siguro.
Oh
And then
wow.
since then, kay sige kog appeals and productions and malingaw man ko ganaki kog theater. So until iya kong gipa apilog musical kanang the kanang Siddhartha musical.
I heard of that. Yeah.
Buddha, the life story of Buddha. It was still Miss Daisy Baad. The director was still Miss Daisy Baad. And Jude was the musical director.
Jude Gitamondo.
Yeah. And Pada used to be part of that also. Meron ka nang, yan na lang, nagkamit lang with diha tanan. And then Jude made this musical, katong Facebook, the musical.
Yeah.
That's where we met Therese and everyone else. And then some of the other people from Vispop. And
Through Jude also.
yeah, but definitely kami tanan kay nagi something to do with kanang theater.
Which makes sense because like that's a strength to have once you're in a video production.
Yeah, I guess
crew.
that's one of the kanang kuan nga mong i-brag siguro sa Fat Boys nga we're very musical nga even if it's just a documentary or a kuan kanang we nagi musical cues and mga yana or like in the music videos that we do, it's always very choreographed in a way nga marashag musical.
There's like a rhythm to it.
There's a rhythm, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like I guess if you're not into music, you don't understand sometimes like the rhythm
Yeah.
of like kanang just put you don't see it right away when you're watching the
Yeah.
video, but it makes sense. It goes together
Yeah.
because of the rhythm.
Yeah. And then like for example, we do short films. We apply the same techniques and the sound design and kanang sensual overload siya ba.
Where did you learn all this by? Like kanang like photography is one thing, but video production is totally different. I think you mentioned like one of your first videos was kanang
Yeah.
with me and my wife. I
Kuan,
can't imagine.
mayon ko nga photography kaya I had a lot of mentors and yung friends who helped me. But sa videography, sa video and filmmaking aside, kaya it was mostly like self-taught lang. Actually enjoyed it and zero research zero research and then tanaw videos and basa and kuan.
Like if somebody wanted to learn how to do videos, like what would be the first place you'd point them at?
Just watch movies.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because that's how I started man siguro. When I watch movies, even before ako nagsugod og filmmaking kay critical kay ko. Like, kung tanaw movie kay, nindot nga shot. Or I look at the camera angles, I look at the lighting, I look at the direction. Or yung na siya.
What is there a movie that was like particularly influential to how you work? Is there something that comes up?
Wala kayo. But there are a lot. But kanang kuan kayo, kanang mainstream kaya nga akong influence. Because Spielberg, Michael Bay, may nga na akong mga heroes.
Like what from Spielberg, for example?
A lot.
Yeah, like Jurassic Park.
Yeah, tanan.
Jaws.
Tanan.
Have you seen Jaws? I haven't seen Jaws.
Yeah, and also some Michael Bay, like bisag dili kay ng mga tao, Transformers, mga movies niya.
Well, it makes sense because here in the Philippines, majority of what we get in terms of media is the mainstream stuff. No, let's talk about like Ha Sulabay. So like I know you performed it, but you weren't the one who wrote it, diba?
No.
So it was
Jude Gitamundok and Roel Ocat.
Or Medyo Maldito.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
The song was originally written by Jude and Roy for Gugmangyatay the musical. So sila sang duha nag-co-write ang musical. Niya ilan nang gi-write for a specific scene kanang song. And wala lang kanang he let me listen to the song and ako kanindutan ni kanta grabe ka mauya na. And then akong gisendan og kanang demo na niya. Maling ako sig paminaw and then among gi tukar ni sa akong friends sila Henrik na niya. Magsimig tukar na kanta na. Henrik Pestanio.
Okay.
Yeah. He did all the guitars and mga arrangements sa Sula Seria nga kuan. And then magkanta na yan, and then till one day nga amo siyang ikanta. And someone took a video of it and Jude sort of liked how he interpreted the song. So he decided nga let's record it. And then wala gid no expectations. Oh, kakulan na
like fun project.
Kakulan niya and then at that time po ka-relate ko sa song. So we're like, I love this good. So we recorded the show. We recorded the song sa 10:32. Never ko lights off. Nga feel.
I read somewhere like nahila ka.
Yeah. I know. It's a story I'm not proud of, pero it's fun to share. So we recorded it. After recording, we released it through SoundCloud. And then share lang sa mga tao until daghan gyud kayo nakadungog, daghang ni share, daghang ni kuan. So wala mo gi-expect, and then radio station started playing the song.
What year was this?
2015.
Okay. So SoundCloud.
June or July.
Wala pa kayo to Spotify no at that time, no?
Wala pa.
Yeah, okay. And then so SoundCloud and then radio station started playing it, and then
mo to kanang unexpected kayo siya nga kuan, like overwhelming in a sense nga kasi digi ko ganahan kayo sa spotlight. Like when Hasula skyrocketed, I didn't know how to feel or I didn't know what to do. Okay, people started contacting me to perform. I was not used to that. I was never used to that.
Like you weren't even planning to do it.
I wasn't even planning to do it.
Like you were just like, this is a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Let's sing a song.
The fact is, the song was written for the musical. It wasn't. Nobody was planning to release it as what it is today. So yeah.
Yeah, so people started contacting you, asking you to play,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you became a music artist.
Kunuhay, yeah.
No?
lang. Lingaw naman sa siya, pero it still feels weird.
Yeah, because I'm sure that was a huge song. I mean, it still is a huge song.
Yeah.
And then, so wait, you made the music video. What year was that?
Same year.
A
few months after ni Skyrocket na hit gid ang song.
Like when you notice like so many people were listening to it, you gotta do a music video.
Yeah.
Like you knew good right away.
Yeah.
No? And then after that, you recorded a few more songs, right?
Yeah. We started to make it into sort of like a series of music videos. We interconnect. We call it the Sulas area.
And then you still perform live.
Yeah, I still do.
No? Wow, it just keeps giving. Yeah. 3 years later.
3 years later, thankfully. I mean, it's helping me a lot.
Why? In what sense?
It pays a lot, really.
Like the views, the plays, or
like performing.
The performing.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Gigs pay a lot.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So you have like a manager handling
Yeah,
that?
I do.
Who's your manager?
It's also a friend lang.
Oh. No, that's cool because I have, like I mentioned a while ago, I wouldn't know what that feels like. Kanang having, it's like a bona fide kanang hit ba. Like people really love the song. People really listen to it. And then it allows you to do so many other things also.
Like for the first year siguro nga it was out. Yeah, kanang grabe kayang hype and katong everyone kanang I would walk in Ayala and people would come up to me and ask for a picture. Naging ana siya like I was for a good year siguro kay adjustment period siya. It was really awkward with everyone and kana na mo invite to gigs kay I don't really take seriously like hey okay ra ko mura kana ba. Until naka-realize ko nga, holy shit. Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
Holy shit, holy shit, this could pay the bills.
Oh yeah, once you realize nga, kanang naagyoy.
So dito na ako
this could be
towards the end of the first year, well,
you can make a living.
Yeah, I can make a living out of this, siguro.
So what made you do like kanang Fat Boys Prod? Because there was an avenue to just be an artist, to be a music artist. I mean, like, you could have probably done that. You could have just kept going in that direction, ba?
It's just not for me, kid. I can't imagine myself just being a music artist. Because to begin with, dili mga gid unta ko music artist. I'm a filmmaker. I'm a creative. So I didn't wanna like leave that behind. Like, mo gyud po nung ganahan i-focus on. So until today, kay the singing and the performing live on stage, or the music side of my life, is sort of like just something I like doing on the side. Gihapon.
It's like a lucrative side gig.
Yeah, because honestly, I enjoy mas good performing. Like, really, I enjoy music. I enjoy performing, especially when the audience kanang enjoys the performance. Murag ma-enjoy ko appeal it kanang murag kong ma-feel alive. Murag na siya.
Yeah, performing live by to an audience that like they'll sing along and grabe ka nindot.
So murag na siya ako kanang na nabali na ron actually.
What do you mean?
Because before filmmaking and photography, it was something I do on the side. Murag akong passion ana and then of course I went to school. But now the filmmaking and photography side of things, kay murag mo na siya akong serious nga work na gid siya nga work nga mas stress na ko about nga na. Okay. And then the music and the performing side is like my side thing. Nga malingaw ako nito, murag kanang maka-release ra kog tension, maka-release kog stress performing yan.
So I guess you really enjoy more the whole creativity process of kanang photography and video production. And then also you're like working with a team of people, you're hanging out. So I guess kanang like when you're like at least like a music artist, like a single singer artist, you're more or less by yourself or maybe with another person.
Yeah. Nilike ko pang celebrity siguro.
well, you know, when you do have the cachet good when it comes to that, because obviously, no. But any artists you look up to locally, like who do you like listening to?
I like to listen to a lot of people like in Cebu.
Yeah, sure. Like, well, let's start with out of Cebu. Like, was there anybody who like that influenced you in a way how you sing? And because I know theater was a big part of how you started singing.
Before Hahasula and everything, I was been more kanang Michael Bublé fan. More, I was into the classics. I was into standard music. Nga na gid akong kind of music nga ganan kanta-kantahon. And then Hahasula ni change siya gamay anto more ni kon siya ni open siya ni kon sa kong eyes kung there's a bigger world out there. I got into R&B and mga na. But yeah, but I wouldn't say nga na ako specific nga influence. I don't know. I don't know, Sad. I can't answer, Sad.
Like locally, like here in Cebu, like who do you think is worth who should we listen to? Who is
well, of course there's Katsuki.
Oh, Katsuki.
I am like, we're friends and then we see each other a lot and I call her mother. And then but like I'm a big fan. Like when she plays, I'm freak out. You know,
Katsuki has a thing that she does with her voice that's very specific. Yeah. Like when I hear her sing,
you know it's her.
She has a tone that's very specific to her. No? Do you have like a...
And also her songwriting, it's amazing.
Oh, Katsuki's good. Katsuki's really good. You have like a joke with Kaloiba. Everybody has a first time they saw Katsuki play live story. Amo ni Kaloy, sorry Kat if you're listening. But Amo ni Kaloy is like 20 years.
Yeah.
When did you first see her play?
Wait, when was the first time I saw her play? I can't remember.
Oh yeah.
Basta I know the first time I met her was for a photo shoot for the Vagina Monologues. And I did the photo shoot for them, and she came to the studio, and I was so kanang starstruck. Di pa my friends or anything. I took her photos. I don't remember the first time I heard her play, but that was probably just a few years ago, siguro.
Oh yeah. Well, no, Katsuki is good. Anybody else?
Mga there are new artists and they're really really good. Like there's Mandawi Nights, of course. Yes, and of course Vincent Echo. I'm also a really big fan. And then there are a lot, kid. And then kinsa pa man. Daghan mo kay
Honestly,
Kayla and daghan kog nailahan.
I know I put you on the spot a little bit.
I know. I'm sorry.
Because I just realized, like, oh my, like it's not like asking a regular person what they listen to, but because you've not only listened to so many of these artists, but by the way, really good time for Cebu music, honestly.
Really super.
Really, really good time.
It's really
so
amazing.
much good music
like
out there.
It's something we've been dreaming of good for years. Like it's also part ng of Fatboy's dream to really help kanang advance and elevate kanang Bisaya nga music.
Yeah. No, because I was going to say, like, I think I didn't realize it when I asked you the question, but I put you on the spot because you've probably shot the music video of so many artists.
Yeah.
Like, I saw the one, katong, did you guys do the Intertwine?
Be Mine.
That was a good video.
Yeah, we shot it all in the
that
studio.
Was just here? Yeah.
Yeah, you noticed those frames.
When I was watching it, I was like, I wonder if they shot it in the studio. And I was trying to think, where was that? Was that in the kitchen? Was this in the... No? That was really good. That was really well done. Really good song too.
Yeah, super. And we also did the Wongoy's music video.
Oh, that was good. Yeah. That was really good.
That was the previous one before Be Mine.
Yeah, that was really good. Katong that had like so many scenes.
Yeah, so many
and
scenes.
Everything.
Yeah.
I like that. I went. See, Gabe's my batchmate in high school. We're old. Sorry, Gabe. I noticed that you started this conversation talking about like your kanang like si Lito Enzo was your mentor in photography. How important was it having a mentor? Like I
like where this is going.
yeah, because not many people that I talked to have mentioned even that word mentor.
Yeah, that's honestly kanang sa people my age don't see things the way I used to see things. Like a lot of people my age, filmmakers, photographers, they don't have heroes, they don't have mentors, because I don't know if it's part of being entitled and but I see that's a problem I see. It's funny because they're people my age, but I'm not like some of them. Like I know I'm not trying to like saying all of them, but there are some. There's a portion of people my age who don't look up to people, who don't go to people to ask for help. So I kind of don't understand why. I don't see why.
So is that what you use like?
Yeah, because I always found having mentors and heroes very important for me to grow. Okay, I couldn't be where I am right now if I didn't go up to those people and paid my dues, like did all the shit work and if go on.
Well, is it fair to say, like, so for example, like Lito Inso, he was a big part of your photography journey.
Yeah.
And even Jude Gitamundok,
Yeah.
in a way,
Yeah.
huge part
Huge, yeah, definitely.
in helping you with your music. Now, how did you, number one, like, how did you...
Did I answer your question? I don't know.
Oh, what?
Anyways, keep
No,
going.
just like, no, you answered in a way. You're, it's like a way for you to get, like, help.
Yeah.
That's it. But, like, how did you... Well, are you satisfied with what your answer was? How important is it to have
you know
to
why
have a mentor?
I like this topic because it's it's something I've been so frustrated about because I've met a lot of people my age, and then most of them are really entitled, and people who don't even know how to pay their dues, ba. And then and people want to always go for the shortcut, everything. Wala lang.
What do you mean
Frustrate ako.
shortcut? Like, what do you mean shortcut? Like, I would have
I
thought...
think it's also because of, part of the digital age. Everything's on the internet. You just post your stuff out there, and sometimes your stuff gets easily gets attention. Yan, I don't know. Di sa kayo kasabot, but it was different. It was so different.
Kanang learning good from
Learning
somebody
from
who's
somebody
been there before.
Yeah, and meeting people who are older and who've been in the industry for quite a long time ba.
No, because there's obviously you can learn for example, let's say photography. You can learn how to shoot using YouTube, going on the internet.
Yeah.
But you can't learn how to deal with other people, how to
Definitely.
direct somebody in front of a camera.
Definitely.
By just looking on the
Yeah,
internet.
I've made a lot of mistakes early on in my so-called career, but yeah, those mistakes sort of like molded me to become the professional I am today. Siguro, yeah, a lot of people my age don't see the value in that. Like they're so scared to make mistakes. They're scared to do dirty work because
What kind of dirty work? What's the dirty work?
ano lang, when I started, even after Lito Inso, daghan kay kog niagi pa nga mentors. I do shit work. I set up lights. I carry shit. It was like that, and people nowadays don't really see the value in doing that. Ba? So Karate Kid, wax on, wax off.
Yeah.
Because ako personally, I've met a lot of people my age and even younger, who don't see the value in in those things.
Straight.
Yeah, just want to go straight. I want to be this. I want to be a photographer. I'm just gonna get a camera. I'm gonna take pictures. I'm gonna post it on Instagram, and I'm a photographer. Or like I get an SLR. I shoot a video. I color grade it in a way. I'm more artsy siya. I'm a filmmaker. And that's okay. I mean, that's okay. That's them. But like, kanang. What is sila kakuan sa value of like working ground up?
You're missing out without kanang having just the experience of being around people who've done it before.
Exactly.
In fact, like I remember I was talking to he's a tattoo artist, si Boots Brandon.
Yeah.
And then he told me very early on when he was still learning how to do the whole tattooing thing, he would just go to like Carl's tattoo shop and then just hang out and just sit there and just kanang see what happens. And then I mean, to him he was just hanging out learning, but he was really being a sponge to everything. And then I'm sure that sped up the learning process for him, and it's probably what happened to you also.
Yeah, most of it happened with me.
Now, how did you find, like you've mentioned that you've gone through like so many mentors already in a way because you've looked at so many people for inspiration. How do you find mentors?
Kuan. Well, first, you have to look for these people online. Like there are a lot of really good artists, photographers, filmmakers who are based in Cebu. You don't really get to hear much about. They're really busy with their stuff, and because they're that good. You just have to look for these people and not just like look up to these people. Like really try to talk to these people and like message, like shoot a message, and go on.
No, but like, how did you find them? Like, how did you find out about Lito Inso?
Because I was so into wedding photography, and I kept on research. Sige, tanaw mga wedding photographers from Manila, from Cebu. There's Lito C, and there's this guy called Lito Inso from Cebu, whose work is like amazing, like world class, kid ba? Yeah, sige lang ko follows yung work. Sometimes I comment, sometimes I because kaniday, you can't just go up to someone and tell them, hey, I want you to be my mentor. Hey, can you teach me?
That was my next
Sorry.
thing.
You can't just go up to them like that. You have to sort of like in everything you do, you have to pay your dues. So, you start with liking and commenting on photos, and you have to be persistent. You have to notice nga naa ka diha until
Be like, familiar lagi ni siya.
so kung imo na siyang ma-establish nga kuan with that person, then you can like sort of like start talking to the person. Like, of course, you have to start it off with kanang kuan nga, I'm a fan of your work. Well, you have to be very kanang dapat from the heart to get.
Oh yeah. You have to really like this person's work, of course.
So, you can start talking to the person, and then until eventually, well, namsa ko yung mga people nga akong ipang storyaan before nga dili sad kayo or dili sila open to helping or like talking. It's okay. Namagi nga na, but like thankfully na si some nga eventually malingaw sa storya nimo until mo you just really have to like get yourself out there and be ready to do dirty work. Okay, of course you can't expect them to just give you the glamorous nga mga tasks right away, like if you're gonna work under them or like be friends with them.
I feel like you can't expect them to give you your time. Like,
yeah,
even
definitely.
if you just ask them out for a cup of coffee, if
you can't. I've never tried like asking any of my mentors or my heroes to like, can we go out, or like, can I talk to you, or can I pick your brain? You can't. You tell them I can assist for you, or like maybe I can help you with your shoots, or I don't mind carrying your bags for you, or you gotta pay your dues good. Yeah.
So you have to be useful.
You have to be useful because you can't learn mansad if you're just gonna sit and then talk over coffee. He can tell you the house. He can teach you the house of what he does, but you can't really understand the whys unless ikaw mismo kakita or ikaw mismo ni buhat. That's why dako kay value nako ang kanang looking up to heroes and having mentors. Good.
Where did you? Is that a concept that you just naturally gravitated towards, or did you discover that somewhere?
No, I sort of like just learned along the way. Lang yun.
You looked at this guy's work and give somebody niya, and like, hey, you know what? I'll just ask him.
Yeah, again, I was baga kay kog naong nga bata. Like I think if katong kuan kay, if I was that age, aning ani akong mind kay di siguro ko mo siguro ko mo storya or something.
If somebody wants to reach out to you for like some sort of, they're probably not gonna say, "Hey, can you mentor me?" Well, as you already mentioned, that's probably a bad idea to do it.
It's the worst thing you could do.
But like, if somebody were to reach out to you, like, how should they do it?
Well, how? Or it really depends. Basta lang you don't.
Because wait, I'm gonna assume that you are open to it.
I am.
Because it gave you so much in return.
Ano lang. If you, like generally speaking, if you go to someone, don't expect lang it to be spoon fed, and maybe when you go to that person, you have to show you're really interested. But it's like right now, I am in the pursuit of finding someone who I could sort of like, I don't want to say mentor because I'm not at that level yet, but like someone who I can work with nga people. I'm looking for but it's so hard. Again, it's so hard to find people who are my age
who want to who to do the dirty work, as you said.
So I don't know exactly how they can approach me. Maram siya guyab-guyab siguro nga concept ba. Of course, you have to say that you like the person. I don't know. I don't expect them to for people to like come to me and, you know what, I'm a big fan. No, I don't. I don't know.
I was thinking, would you rather they send you an email or
oh
I don't
shoot.
know, or
I'm overthinking it. Well, they could they could shoot me an email, but they have to be ready.
Yeah, you won't just ask. You won't just get anybody.
No.
They have to show the interest. I guess they have to get in your radar somehow
Yeah.
before that.
Yeah.
No, that's interesting. No, because I noticed that's very rare. Like I haven't talked to anybody, and then no one has said the word mentor. No, and then I feel like that is very underrated, and is in fact a shortcut to getting
Yeah.
better at whatever it is that person wants to do. No,
It's a good kind of shortcut.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, not a shortcut, but like getting better. Like it will
Yeah,
really speed
exactly.
it up.
Like growing.
Yeah, because you can only learn so much in front of a computer. You can
Kayo.
only learn so much looking at tutorials.
Tinod.
Like good once you're there and you feel the pressure of the situation. Like ato,
Tinod.
I'm sure when you were working with Lito, no, like I'm sure you were in situations where you're like, oh my god, I'm just a kid. What am I doing here?
The whole time I was that young and shooting kay mo ginakong kuan. What am I doing here? Pero yeah, I just had to keep on pushing siguro. Because like people didn't trust me. Because of course I was a kid.
Yeah.
They can't expect me to they can't like imagine a kid taking photos of their wedding, but it was a struggle, like especially when I was starting to do things on my own. It was such a struggle. Pero I had to you just have to be persistent and go and get relentless. Kaya mo gina akong key, like when people ask me like how do you do it, like how did you get to where you are? I mean, I'm not there yet, but like where I am right now, it's because of persistence, and I'm always hungry for. I mean, not literally and also figuratively. Yeah, I'm always hungry to do more and to learn more. So yeah.
Oh, sige. I think this is a good place to wind it down. Any projects on the way? Anything that you can announce?
Not so much yet. Mostly
Okay.
client. We're doing mostly client work right now, but we are gonna be producing more content and then hopefully more music videos this year. So yeah.
Okay. Number one for the Fat Boy stuff. Where can they find it?
We have a website. It's www.fatboysprod.com and Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at fatboysprod, and of course YouTube.
And how about you personally? Where can they find you?
I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Kurt Pictures, and of course I have Facebook, Kurt Fick.
All right. Thanks, bye. Do we miss anything?
Lingaw
Are you
lang
okay?
itong conversation.
Lingaw ka. Oh yeah, good. I'm glad you enjoyed.
Kuya, what eh?
I hope you enjoyed that episode, that conversation with Kurt Fick. If you notice at the end, he loved the fact that we were talking about mentorship and how important it is in trying to grow as a professional or as an artist or as a creative. I hope that episode inspires you to reach out to someone who knows more than you, and so that you can learn and be a sponge. In fact, come to think of it, a few of the older episodes, they don't mention the word mentorship, but they do talk about learning from somebody who knows more than they do. If you listen to the whole hour or something of the episode, I hope you've got something out of it. I hope you got that. That was the main point of it. And then if you like what you're hearing, if you hope to hear more, if you want to help us continue with the 032 Conversations, you can support us on Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/032. Patreon. If you have never heard of the website Patreon, that's spelled Patreon. It's a website that allows you to support creators like me do the thing that we do, which is to create. You get it. But go to patreon.com/032. There's some cool rewards. You can support the show for as little as $1 a month, which is like what, a coffee. Or if you opt for a little bit more, there's some cool rewards like a T-shirt, a cap. You can even read. I haven't figured that out yet, but I think I'll give some people like a script or something, like they can read a portion for the podcast. So yeah, patreon.com/032. The music from this podcast is Piano March by Audionautics. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the podcast, share it online, or rate it on iTunes. Any of those things, along with a Patreon, helps the podcast a bunch. It helps it a lot. So please, if you like what we're doing, support us in one of those 4 ways. Patreon would be cool though. All right. See you guys next Tuesday. Ciao. So I have my notes lang ba? So if I look at my phone, I'm not texting anybody.
Okay.